Hi, it's Kevin again, and here's another modern deck tech. This is deck I've called Abzan Wish. So in this deck, I run 4 Birds of Paradise, 2 Voice of Resurgence. Again, all these cards I've either cracked for within packs, or I've exchanged them for friends, and on the odd occasion I've purchased them because I just like the card, and I may have purchased them when they were cheaper than the current prices are at the moment. 2 Kitchen Finxes, 2 Renegade Ralliers, which is good for either bringing back the Voice of Resurgence, Birds of Paradise, or Fetch Lands, which are in my lands later. Good value off that. 3 Night of Autumn, another new addition to this deck from the latest release. A very good card. Does a variety of things, destroy artifact or enchantment, gain some life, or just comes on with a couple of counters. I bought these for like £1 each. I can't believe it's one of the best creatures I reckon in any sort of like a modern deck, a really cheap deck. I mean, it's a 4/5 trampler with a lightning helix bolted onto it. I mean, that's great. Siege Rhino, fantastic for them. And Wilt Leaf Liege, I got a playset of them as well. I think it's a fantastic card, considering all the numbers of cards in this deck are green and white. This pumps them, and also if you're playing against an opponent with some sort of discard effect like Liliana, you can just play this for free. It's great. So I got 4 of them in this deck, and a couple of fly-in abilities, 2 Restoration Angels, different artwork. I like this one's a shiny, and obviously when it comes in, you can flicker a creature, so that's really good either on Siege Rhino or Night of Autumn or a Kitchen Finks after it's got that persist counter on it to get rid of that, to get even more value out of that. That's really great, like this. And that's the rest of that's all my creatures done. So go on to the spells of the deck. So wow, Lingering Souls, fantastic card. Playset of them, Lingering Souls. Playset of Path to Exile. I'll even play that on my own creatures if it needed. If I'm need the mana. Again, because I've got so many ETB effects on creatures, I've got 2 Eerie Interludes, which basically you can flicker any number of creatures and return to the battlefield, so you've got the ETB effect. Brilliant. And the namesake card of the deck, playset of Glitter and Wish, which allows you to fetch up a multicolored card outside of the game. So basically any multicolored card you got on your sideboard, you can bring that in to your deck. Obviously, you have to show your opponent, but you know that will be like a game changer, depending on the matchup. So that's all my instances and sorceries there. So let's go on to the lands for this deck. Only 2 fetch lands, 2 Windswept Heaths. These are from a one of those dual deck things. I think I got these from. So I've got 2 of them. Playset of Temple Garden. I got exchanges with one of my wife's friends at work who was getting out of Magic, and I had something that he wanted, and in exchange he gave me these for them. It was great. So I got a playset of them. 1 Overgrown Tomb. Again, I got this out of a recent booster box, which I like cracking the packs. I do like cracking the packs. I think that's great fun. So I got 1 Overgrown Tomb, 2 Canopy Vistas, and some creature lands. I got Stirring Wildwood. It's like a 50p card. 3/4 green and white creature with reach, which are quite important. I reckon getting some reach in this deck to get around, with all the evasive flying creatures in that. It's good. And also with the Wiltlift Liege, that turns into a possible 5/6 creature with reach, which is great. And a bit of life gain of one Shambling Vent. So with that, along with the creatures of Night of Autumn and Kitchen Finks, I got quite some main board life gain against burn decks and the go fast decks, which was quite important. And some lands, some basic lands, 4 swamps, 4 plains, and 3 forests. So that's the main deck over with. And let's go on to the sideboard. Lots of one-offs in the sideboard. I'm still trying to find cards to what I can use in the sideboard. I'm still playing around with what would I pull this card in from the Glittering Wish. So this is very much up in the air at the moment. So I have one Abzan Charm, which can exile a creature, draw some cards, and put some counters on creatures. A hate card against a planeswalk or something. So Anguish I'm making. Obviously you lose a bit of life, but it could be a game changer. Campbell consult the whatever it is. I'm rubbish at reading, so this is great card. Just go against anyone who plays lots of non-creature spells, really. Sidadra, Hero's Grace. You get hexproof, so that's great against direct, burn and things like that. And also the possibility of creating some tokens out of the effects. Will of Sun and Moon, I'll play this against mill decks. I have a mill in me, so I'll chant myself, or any graveyard recursion type decks. I'll play this against the opponent. I think that's a great card for that. Anything with a lot of counter spells in it. Dragon Lord Jamoka, and it's also got lifelink and flying, so it's great. And also your opponents can't, cast spells on you end step or interrupt you, which is great. If I'm playing against any Grixis decks, I'll bring this in. Obviously, it's a 5 cost, but it's 4 swings and you're there, mate. But again, all these cards are just something extra to bring in against any opponents. The main deck can win on itself quite a few times. And these just gives it the little push it sometimes needs against certain types of decks. Gitrot Teague, again against decks that plays high cost and value creatures, like anything like Tron or high-end Planeswalkers, that's great. And also gets around Chalice of the Void, the creature you come with a +1/+1 counters equals the number of times you spend X on it. So yeah, really good that is. Comes in against Boggles, if it can last that long, and also against any affinity type deck. Again, if I can ramp out quick enough. And also it's got the life gain on there, which is good. Again, Offenser, coming against any type of heavy creature-based deck or creature-based recursion deck, similar to the Wheel of Sun and Moon was coming against any like dredge type deck or graveyard recursion. Good against that. Some life gain, because whenever a creature comes on, you gain life equal to its toughness. Great, 4 to cast. Great. Going against Land destruction type decks, I'll bring this in. Knight of Reliquary, get +1/+1 for each land card in your graveyard. Again, this will work better if I had some more fetch lands as well. I'll probably get rid of the what are those lands called? Canopy Vistas, I think they're called. Yeah, they're just in there because I have them, and I'll just put them in there. So if I had a couple more fetch lands, get good value off this, and also the creature which allows you to bring a permanent back if you cast. If I can find it, what is it called again? Not Voice of Resurgence. Renegade Rallier, that's it. Bit of protection. Sacrifice this, and all your creatures gain indestructible to end the turn. Great against board wipes. And punishment. I brought this in for punishment, not necessarily crime, punishment. Just look at that. Punishment. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with a converted mana cost of X. So, if you're playing against token decks, 2 and wipe the board. Good against, definitely bring this in against Boggles. Cast this for black, a green, and a 1 of anything, and obviously completely wipe their board. Great card that is. And Knight of New Aurora. Again, another similar effect than the Wiltleaf Liege, where I can bring this in and pump all my creatures. Great card. So that's my I call it Abzan Wish deck. I am still heavily, because my play group is quite limited. It's it could do with getting some different cards. I've had a good look around to see what cards to use in the sideboard. But because my play group's quite small, not many people have modern decks I can play against just to see what it's like. Anyway, that's another deck tech called Abzan Wish, and I will, after you've done one of these, you do more. This is my second video, and a friend of mine said I should have a catchphrase, and I know it's a bit cheesy, but even though there's lots of people say, oh, don't buy booster boxes and things like that, and just buy the singles you want, but I think the fun part of the enjoyment is like, what am I going to get when I open this pack? So something I'd like to say is crack the packs, and until next time, see ya.